Hello guys, and welcome for another day with Zimaleta. Today I would like to show you how you can remove a starter and what tools you will need. You will need an E14. This is for the transmission bolts. The ones that's holding a starter, they're kind of long, and it uses an E14. You could use probably like a number 12 or something, it's going to work. But this will actually be the perfect one, as it will not strip your bolts. As you could tell, the starter bolts, they are kind of like special looking, and this tool, E14, it's especially made for it. It perfectly locks them in place. So you would also need a number 13 and a number 10 to remove some of those ratchets, and I also recommend having a number 13 handy, a number 10 when you're underneath. So that way, if you cannot get to something, you could always use like one of these and loosen them up, and then maybe like use your fingers. For the starter, you only need to remove 2 bolts for the transmission housing, and then 2 bolts, a number 13, number 10. 13 being a positive, 10 is a negative. So I'm going to show you where that's located. And there's the little rounded portion right there. That is where the starter is located. And you could also see those 2 bolts right there for removing the starter. Before you remove those bolts, first remove the positive and the negative battery terminals, and to remove them you'll actually need to feel for them right in front. It's not a lot of space to work with, but it's doable. So I'll go ahead and start removing it. I will not be able to film it over there because it's just not possible, I don't believe, to put the camera back there. I'm gonna try to put it as close as possible where you can see it, but it's still kind of hard. So anyways, stay tuned. Okay guys, I have pulled out the starter that I was showing you, and this starter is good. Okay, the only reason I pulled it out, I want to have a starter with low miles, and the van that I just pulled out of it, it's one of my vans that only has 290,000 miles on it. That van needs a head gasket, so it will not be needing a very good starter, you know, like for a while until I actually fix that problem. That's going to be another video. So this is the starter. As you can tell, it's Bosch. It says 100% like new and stuff here, premium quality, and that's what you kind of want to see, you know. This is the starter that I used to have on it. You know, there's like no stickers. It's okay, you know, it doesn't really matter. There is imprinted like that it's Bosch and stuff on it, but when you look at this wiring, it's a little bit you know, a little bit old looking, you know. And this one here, it's a little like copper. You can see it's pretty clean. You know, the bolt areas are kind of clean here, and the negative one right there, everything's sort of like clean, and you know, this metal kind of shines, you know, besides, you know, some dust on it. And I'm pretty happy about that, because I would like a good working starter, you know, once I install it, because my engine only has 200,000 miles, and I would like some parts on it to last as well. So I'm going to be installing that on it. Now, I was removing it, I wanted to kind of share, you know, like some tips for you guys when you get ready to remove it, you know. And I haven't, you know, removed the starter like in a while, when it's a very crowded, you know, type of space back there, you know. I mean, you've seen like how much wiring and stuff and fuel lines and everything's running through there, you know. So you want to work as efficient as possible, and you want it to be the most convenient for you when you're removing the starter. Okay, so what I recommend is, this is the tools that I had. Okay, now these 2 are fine. However, the number 13, it would have been nicer if it was a much shorter tool. If you could find a much shorter tool, that would be nice, because it sort of crashes, you know, on the stuff there, and you only get this much every turn, and that's it. You have to start over again. Plus, if you have something that's, you know, over here, like, you know, like that actually, like a ratchet, you know, it would be much better. Same thing goes for the number 10. You could probably get away with like 2 of those tools. I don't have them, so I have to work with what I got. Well, I actually do have some of those, but they're in inches, and you know, I don't want to work with inches. I have millimeters here. So this tool, number 13, you know, it's a sort of like the tool that's in the middle. Okay, it's too long for the job. It is a lot nicer to work with this. Plus the stuff over there, it's not really that tight, so you know, it's nicer to work with that. This long little tip, you could use it, but there's very little room, so probably, you know, use like a shorter one. I kind of thought the longer one would work better because, you know, we have like some longer bolts here, especially like that number 13. So the number 13, you probably would need something longer because I was trying to use mine right there, you know, and it was just kind of like, just a little bit out of the reach, you know. So just some of those tips for you guys, because you know, when you're underneath there, you don't want to be crawling out too many times, and it's just not convenient. Especially me removing the starter, it's not even, the van is not even raised in any way, so it's a very crowded space. Another piece of advice that I would like to give you is, what is the best position, you know, to be underneath there for removing the starter? And my recommendation is, I mean, you could crawl in, you know, from like underneath your fuel tank. That's like one place. That's actually the way I get in it, even though I think on the right side, which would be the passenger side, would be a lot easier to crawl in. So let's say you're crawling in from the driver's side like I do. Crawl in pretty much legs first, and have your legs you know, go like underneath all the steering column and stuff, having them face, you know, like that way, like towards the front of the sprinter. Then you're gonna be able to like see all the bolts and everything else has to do with the starter. That is the most comfortable position that I found for myself. I really don't see like any other way of doing it unless you raise the sprinter. Then you have, you know, a couple more choices, you know, to work with. So anyways, the starter is removed. This concludes the video. Thank you guys so much for watching it. Hopefully it helps somebody. The reason I'm making this video, very long time ago, I actually did not even know how to remove a starter. So you'll be surprised. I actually was not mechanically inclined, even though I come out of a family of mechanics. Everybody pretty much in my family has those skills. They work on their own vehicles all their lives, you know. But I kind of didn't like the mechanics, you know, too much. It just was not my thing. Business is more of my thing. Doing like business strategies and, you know, like investing, that kind of thing. But this is kind of like interesting thing, you know, to do on the side. I don't actually do this as a business at all. You might think that maybe I'm trying to win some clients or something. I'm actually not. I actually will not accept any clients, most likely, unless, you know, maybe somebody close and I could, you know, help somebody out. You know, that would be, you know, one thing. But I don't want to really get any kind of clients for fixing vehicles out of these vehicles. I mean, out of these videos. The only thing I want to do is show you guys how you could do it yourself, and that way you could save money by not paying somebody to do it, like, you know, like a mechanic, you know. If you got the time to do it, you know, you just do it yourself. But as I was saying, I didn't know how to remove a starter, and I was lucky. I mean, I broke down somewhere on the side of the highway. I was not able to start my vehicle. It shut off on me, and then it just would not start. The starter keeps churning, just nothing was happening, you know. It was a whole other issue. With the issue with like, which would be like fuel filter. There was an issue with that. That's also something I'm going to be touching in the later videos, just to kind of, you know, show you what's happening, you know, with the vehicle not starting. But in my situation, I was starting it so much, it just would not start. So I killed the starter on the side of the road. So I needed a new starter. And I was told to some shop. I don't know what kind of shop it is. I don't remember the name. I mean, this was I don't know, at least like 5 years ago. Luckily, those guys did not rip me off, and that does not happen too often. Okay, they only charged me $350 for a new starter, and with the labor and everything. Okay, consider myself lucky on that one, because when I went to the parts store, I used starter like that possibly been remanufactured, and they would probably want a core and stuff. Basically, yeah, they would charge me like $350 or $380. At least at that time, that's how much it was at a parts store. Now we have the internet, and, you know, everything's widely available for these printers. I mean, you can get the starter for like $100 and put it in yourself, and it just costs you like $100, you know. If somebody wants to know where, a good place to start is the cheapest place. Okay, the cheapest, you know, I would name some other sites. Well, I'll add one more, but Parts Geek is the cheapest one that I found. But you do gotta watch them. Sometimes they could send you a wrong part, like it happened with me, and I really never got back to them on it, so I ended up keeping the wrong part. But for the most part, you know, I've been ordering a lot of parts from them, and they've been sending me pretty good parts. You know, they so far so good. You know, they worked, including this Chinese starter that I have over there on the table. It's not over here, but it basically served me pretty well. I think near 400,000 miles for a starter. I think it's pretty good. So that's one place, and another place would be, you'll need to look this up because their website, I don't remember exactly, but it's Euro Parts San Diego. So you'll probably need to like look them up or something on Google. It's like Euro Parts San Diego. I think they might have like SD or something, like -SD, something like that, and .com. But if you look them up on Google, you'll be able to find them. They're a place out of San Diego, California, and they have a lot of Sprinter stuff over there. They have reasonable prices. I'm not gonna say they have the best prices, but they have reasonable prices, much cheaper than a dealer. And they've been pretty nice guys. If you call them up and you talk to them, you know, they answer the phone call, and you know, pretty good people, I'd say. It's just I always look for the cheapest part out there, you know, possibly, and not be really sacrificing in quality. But anyways, that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. If you do need that phone number or the website, just you know, I might put in a link description, but if I forget to do that, just let me know, and I will actually put in a link description, and you'll be able to get the website. So take care, guys. God bless you. Good luck with replacing your starter. Bye-bye. So speaking of inches for the tools, like I was telling you, let me look how much smaller that number 13 is basically, but it's in a 1/2 inch. It works fine. So you could use a 1/2 inch for removing the number 13 bolt. It's not right here. So you could use that.